It's episode 11 of Survivor Thailand, and last time, the Koh Lanta tribe was divided in two, with Morgan, Jordan, Wesley, and Zaylin as the clear outliers. Zaylin attempted to integrate herself into the new majority through Liesl, while Trance was one of the people who wanted to take her out next. After a banger of an immunity challenge, Morgan won herself immunity, safe from potentially getting out, and putting a bullseye on Jordan. However, Luciano plotted to take out Trance to not only flush the public idol he had, but to also remove a possible enemy in the future. After many conversations, the plan went through for Luciano and his crew, and Trance was taken out of the game with an idol in his pocket. With just 9 people left, who will head home next? Also, how will this season's auction go down? We'll find out today. It's night 23, and Koh Lanta is at camp after returning from the previous tribal council. In confessional, Luciano says he feels amazing after this latest blindside on Trance. It not only removed an idol from the game, but it also means nobody is looking his direction as a target. At the moment, he feels like he's solid with all the remaining women, minus Morgan. That's 5 people who trust him, which is enough for him to make it deep into this game. Right now, he doesn't have a reason to take any major shots. He just needs to go with the flow as his alliance takes Morgan, Jordan, and Wesley out one after the other. Morgan says good job to the tribe for blindsiding Trance, and Jordan also jumps along and says it surely shocked him. In confessional, Jordan feels like this merge is turning into a disaster for him. Sure, Trance went home, and he wasn't in his alliance. However, it's evident that there's an alliance of 6 now that he's not included in. He already tried flipping over some people, and failed. It'll be extremely difficult finding multiple cracks he can wedge himself into. It's day 24, and everyone arrives to the challenge area. Justin says good morning, claiming that today's reward challenge is an iconic one. He welcomes them all to the Survivor auction. Everyone cheers, and Justin proceeds to explain how the auction works. In this, everyone will have $500 in their pocket. They may bid on items each round in $20 increments. Whoever has the highest bid will get the item. If multiple people bid the max, which is $500, they will draw rocks. The auction will end without notice, so some people might not even get anything out of this. With that, everyone sits on the benches and Justin goes ahead with the first item, which he says will stay covered. Kaylee bids $20, and then Jordan bids $300. Kaylee thinks about it and then says she bids $320. Jordan goes up to $340. Justin counts down, and then confirms Jordan wins it with $340. Jordan then heads up, and Justin reveals what he just won. A hot pizza slice. Jordan shrugs and says he's cool with it, and he heads back with his pizza and digs in. Justin then shows the next item, that being a ticket to the Survivor Spa where they can clean themselves up and look a lot more fresh. Liesl bids $100, and then Kaylee pushes it to $200. Zaylin then goes to $220, and then Kaylee says she bids $240. Liesl goes up to $300, and Kaylee goes to $320. Liesl says she's out, and so does Zaylin. Justin then countdowns and confirms Kaylee won the ticket. She gets up and takes it, and Justin lets her know she'll head to the spa after the auction is over, and she will not miss out on any camp time. Kaylee thanks him and sits back down. Justin then shows that the next item will be hidden. Liesl bids $140, and Wesley goes to $160. Morgan then bids all $500, leaving everyone else a bit shook. Justin asks if anyone else wants to join Morgan for $500, and Luciano says he will. Sabrina also bids $500, meaning 3 people are currently maxed out. Justin asks if anyone else is joining in, and Wesley says he is. Justin asks once again if anyone else is joining in, and everyone else remains quiet. Justin then asks the four to come up here, that being Morgan, Luciano, Sabrina, and Wesley. The four get up, and Justin hands them each a rock. He has them reveal the rocks, and Morgan has the odd rock, meaning she wins the hidden item. She breathes out and Jordan claps for her, while Sabrina curses out loud. The other three sit down and Morgan jitters in excitement. Justin then reveals the item, and it's a scroll. Justin tells her she can either keep this scroll to herself, or tell others about it. It's up to her. She can read it once she gets back to camp. Morgan nods and thanks Justin, stuffing the scroll away for now. Justin then goes over the current money still remaining. Chloe, Zaylin, and Lizel have $500 each. Kaylee has $180. Jordan has $160. Everyone else has nothing. Justin then pulls out the next item, claiming it'll also be hidden. Kaylee bids $180, and Jordan smirks in reaction. Chloe then bids $200, and Zaylin follows up with $220. Chloe shakes her head and says she's not bidding anymore, and Justin counts down the tribe. He then confirms Zaylin gets the hidden item for $220. She gets up, and Justin reveals a phone. Zaylin's jaw drops, and Justin tells her she just won a phone call from home. But it's not just a phone call. It's actually a video chat. Zaylin screams out loud, and many people cheer for her. Zaylin then takes the phone and waits for a call. Someone then calls, and she answers. Zaylin's younger sister, Rihanna, is on the other end, and Zaylin gasps and says hi to her. Rihanna says hi back, telling Zaylin she misses her so much. Zaylin tells her she misses everyone back home, including Mom, Dad, Granny, and Mizzy, their cat. Zaylin then asks how everyone's doing, and Rihanna tells her everyone is doing great. They miss her, of course, but they know she's killing it out there in Thailand. Zaylin laughs and tells them it's very difficult living out here, considering she's not the biggest adventure girly out there. Rihanna laughs and says she personally did not expect her to survive out there for so long, but she's honestly doing amazing. She tells Zaylin to keep it up and win that crown, and Zaylin nods in response. Rihanna says she loves her, and Zaylin tells her she's keeping everyone in her thoughts each and every day out here. The call then ends, and Zaylin breathes out heavily, thanking Justin. Everyone claps for Zaylin, and Lizel gets up to give her a hug. Justin then takes out the next item, that being an option between two things. One is a red velvet cupcake. The other is a hidden item. Lizel bids $20, and Jordan follows up with $160. Kaylee says she's bidding $180, and Lizel follows with $200. Zaylin and Chloe remain quiet, and Justin confirms Lizel wins the bid. She then heads up and pays her $200, and Justin asks her to pick between the two choices. Lizel says she feels something off with the hidden item, so she's going with the cupcake. Justin says it's hers, so she thanks him and takes the cupcake with her. Justin then says he's willing to put this hidden item up for bid now, and Zaylin bids all $280 she has. Chloe stays quiet, and Justin confirms Zaylin gets it. She heads up and Justin uncovers the item. A fresh cup of river water. Zaylin smirks and says she had nothing to lose. She drinks the glass in front of everyone and sets it back down. Once she sits back down, Justin reveals the next item, that being an immunity necklace for this round. The person who bids this will not compete in the immunity challenge tomorrow. Chloe then bids $320, the highest anyone else can bid now. Justin confirms it's hers, so Chloe gets up and cheers for her immunity necklace. Justin puts it on her neck, claiming she will not be the 12th person eliminated from Survivor Thailand. Everyone claps for her and Justin confirms the auction has ended. He tells them all to head back to camp, so they all begin heading back. In confessional, Chloe says she's very happy she saved her cash until the very end. It granted her an immunity necklace, keeping her safe for this entire round. The one thing that concerns her now is the scroll Morgan won for herself. This lady had an idol, a legacy advantage, and an immunity necklace around her neck. Now she has a scroll that could be an advantage in the game. This lady is unstoppable at this point, but hopefully Morgan doesn't have the numbers to keep herself in the game this round. At Colanda's camp, everyone hangs out at camp, and Kaylee returns from her spa reward. In confessional, Kaylee says she feels brand new after visiting the Survivor Spa. She got a good wash and used skincare products. They are 24 days in without any proper hygiene, so this spa is one of the best rewards yet. Everyone hugs Kaylee, sniffing her hair and shoulders. Zaylin says she is jealous she couldn't get that spa. She hates her own knotted hair. Liesl tells her it's her fault for keeping her hair in a ponytail for so long, and Zaylin says she regrets it. In confessional, Morgan says she got a special scroll at the auction today, so as soon as Kaylee showed up to camp after her spa, she booked it into the wild to go read what her advantage does. Morgan then finds a bush and hides behind it. She reads the scroll, finding out she won a steal vote advantage. Anytime up to Final 6, she can steal the vote of another player publicly. It must be used before voting begins. Morgan laughs to herself and says she just can't stop winning in this game. Morgan later catches up with Jordan and Wesley, and she shares she got a steal vote advantage. Jordan says it's not that bad. All they need right now is 1 vote instead of 2. In confessional, Morgan says she is currently in a 3-person minority with Jordan and Wesley. However, she got a bright idea to hopefully flip some people onto their side, and that includes lying about what her advantage does to people outside of Jordan and Wesley. Morgan then says she has an idea that will hopefully flip some people to their side. She won't tell anyone about her steal vote advantage. Instead, she can pretend like she got an advantage that gave her information about current idols in the game and who currently possess them. However, she needs Wesley to be on board to expose his idol to the swing voters for this to work. Wesley asks what this plan would even do for them, and Morgan says she can pretend like she didn't know about his idol in front of the swing voters, and then she can lie and say that Sabrina has an idol in her pocket as well. Therefore, they can all agree to blindside Sabrina at the next vote to get rid of her idol. In confessional, Jordan says that Morgan actually surprises him from time to time. She shouldn't ever be underestimated. She knows what she's doing in the game. Her plan to lie about her advantage could actually turn some votes onto Sabrina and possibly take her out for good. Morgan then says if this plan doesn't work, they should just resort to using her steal vote. Wesley says he's in with this plan, and Jordan claims he is very excited now for this to work. Meanwhile, Luciano, Sabrina, and Liesl chat about Morgan's scroll from the auction. Liesl says she's pretty certain Morgan got an advantage because she didn't look visibly unhappy. Sabrina clarifies Morgan never got to open her scroll since she had to read it at camp, so her facial expression didn't matter. In confessional, Sabrina says it's pretty evident Morgan got an advantage of sorts. She personally thinks Morgan got a clue to the hidden immunity, which might be worse for the majority alliance. Sabrina then says they'll need to think about their votes carefully. If Morgan has an idol, they can't risk her saving her own ally and taking out someone from their majority. Luciano agrees and says it might be wise to vote Wesley in that case. Nobody would see it coming because they never voted him before. Sabrina says they should wait until after tomorrow's immunity, just to be safe. Morgan later finds Zaylin and asks if she knows where Liesl is. Zaylin says she didn't see her recently, and Morgan tells her she wants to see if they can reunite their old alliance with the 3 of them, Jordan and Wesley. In confessional, Morgan says she wants to do her best to get the numbers against Sabrina. All she needs are 5 votes, and she has 3 locked in. She needs Zaylin and Liesl to be a part of this vote so she doesn't need to use her steal vote advantage. Zaylin and Morgan later find an opportunity to talk with Liesl, Wesley, and Jordan at camp, so Morgan says she wants to quickly ask a question to Wesley. She asks if he has an idol in his pocket. Wesley asks why she's wondering this, and Morgan says she knows who has an idol and who doesn't. It's what was written on the scroll she got at the auction. She knows Wesley has one, and she knows one other person has one. Jordan pretends to look shocked, and Zaylin asks Wesley if he has the idol or not. In confessional, Wesley says he actually debated whether he should even reveal his idol to Zaylin and Liesl, but he thought screw it. He may as well since he agreed to this. Wesley then says he does have the merge idol. Liesl is amazed, asking Morgan who else has an idol. Morgan then says she knows Sabrina has one, which is why they might need to come together to flush it out of the game. Zaylin admits she's surprised Sabrina found it of all people, but it goes to show that she's sneakier than people thought. In confessional, Zaylin says that if Sabrina really has an idol, she'd like to flush that idol out of the game by voting her out. Morgan's claim that she saw a list of idol holders seems legit. She outed Wesley's idol, which was a bit ballsy considering Wesley kept it a secret from everyone all this time. Maybe it's time to make a move on Sabrina, but she needs Liesl on board to make that work. Jordan then says they can call their group of 5 the Hidden Dagger. Morgan says she loves that name, and in confessional, Jordan says the Hidden Dagger Alliance has officially been born. Hopefully, Liesl and Zaylin stick to this group of 5 and don't run back to the opposing side. It's day 25, and Koh-Lanta arrives to the challenge mat for the next immunity challenge. Justin takes back the necklace from Morgan and claims that individual immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, everyone will be told a color order, followed up with a question about the order. Everyone must then answer the question by selecting a color and placing it on their table. Anyone incorrect will be eliminated from the challenge, while the survivors get a new color order. The last player standing will win immunity, safe from the vote. Since Chloe won immunity at the auction, she will sit out of today's challenge. With everyone now in their individual booths, Justin begins with the first color sequence. Yellow, green, red, red, yellow. Justin asks for the color that appeared the most in the sequence. Everyone then submits an answer, and it's revealed that the color red appeared the most. Everyone but Wesley got it correct, so Wesley sits on the bench, extremely upset at himself. Justin then goes over the next sequence. Green, yellow, blue, green, red, green, yellow, green. Justin asks for the color that appeared second in the sequence. Everyone thinks of an answer, and they eventually all place a color on their tables. Justin reveals the correct answer as yellow, which means Jordan, Kaylee, and Zaylin are all eliminated. Only 4 people remain. Justin then says the next color sequence. Yellow, red, orange, purple, green, red, yellow, white. Justin asks for the color that appeared 3 times, so everyone submits an answer. The answer is red, meaning Sabrina is eliminated. We're down to Luciano, Liesl, and Morgan. Next sequence. White, purple, orange, yellow, red, green, white, purple, orange, yellow, green. Justin asks for the color that wasn't said twice. The 3 players think of their answer, and then they all pick different answers. The correct answer is red, which means Luciano is the winner of this immunity challenge. Everyone congratulates Luciano, and meanwhile Morgan goes up to Sabrina, asking her if anyone is planning to put her name down tonight. Sabrina ignores Morgan and goes over to the challenge mat with the rest. Justin then congratulates Luciano, calling him up for the necklace. He puts the necklace around Luciano, confirming he will not get voted out tonight. As for everyone else, someone will be the 12th person voted out and the 3rd member of the jury. Everyone then begins making their way to camp, and in confessional, Sabrina says that after the challenge, Morgan tried extracting information about tonight's vote, but obviously nothing can be told to her since she's on the bottom of the tribe. Morgan will hopefully be the target for tonight, but people might be paranoid about her advantage. It's totally possible the vote switches to Wesley, but she'll do her best to put the target onto Morgan. At Colanta's camp, everyone arrives and starts splitting up, with Morgan, Jordan, and Wesley remaining alone at camp. Wesley laughs to himself and says he doesn't think their hidden dagger alliance will work. In confessional, Wesley says he fully expects Zaylin and Liesl to stick to the majority alliance. In that case, they might target him tonight because he revealed his idol to those girls. He's seriously considering using his idol tonight because he doesn't feel safe at all. Morgan then tells Wesley that she wouldn't use his idol tonight if she was in his shoes. She thinks Zaylin and Liesl will stick to the plan. Jordan sighs and says people will always be threatened by their trio because they have all the muscle. Morgan disagrees and says there aren't that many physical challenges that they can win, and the other side knows that. She really thinks Zaylin and Liesl will be loyal to them. In confessional, Morgan says she set up this plan beautifully for Sabrina to go tonight, but Wesley and Jordan keep whining that it won't work. If it won't work, what else should they do? Literally there isn't anything else they can do, so the boys need to shut up and go with this plan. Morgan then tells them that if this plan works, they can ensure they keep their majority because she can use her steal vote at Final 8. Wesley says he'll trust this plan then. Morgan tells him he has no choice unless he wants to jump ships and work with Sabrina, Kaylee, Chloe, and Luciano. Meanwhile at the well, Kaylee, Sabrina, Chloe, Luciano, Liesl, and Zaylin all talk about the vote. Luciano says he would like to see Morgan go because she's proving herself to be a threat more and more as the days go. Liesl says she's paranoid about Morgan's advantage because she hasn't told any of them what it does. In confessional, Liesl says that herself and Zaylin agreed to keep Morgan's advantage a secret from the rest because they don't want to be exposed as dishonest people. They might end up voting with Morgan, Jordan, and Wesley tonight, so they need to keep their options open right now. Kaylee says she agrees with voting Morgan tonight. If any of the three have an idol, it's likely getting used on one of the boys. Luciano says that as long as nobody is ratting out the plan to the trio, things should work fine tonight. Later on, Liesl and Zaylin chat in the water, and Liesl asks Zaylin what her thoughts are for tonight. Zaylin tells her this will be their hardest vote. In confessional, Zaylin says that herself and Liesl hold the power tonight. They can decide who goes home as the swing votes. Liesl will always prefer to work with the girls, but she herself prefers to side with Jordan, Morgan, and Wesley as they are big threats. Zaylin then asks Liesl how safe she feels with the girls and Luciano, and Liesl says she feels pretty good about Chloe and Kaylee. That's about it for her. Zaylin then adds she doesn't even trust Luciano that much because they've always had a rocky past in the pre-merge. It sucks they can't vote for him instead. Liesl sighs and says she just doesn't know how they'll be viewed after tonight if they vote out Sabrina. Chloe and Kaylee might not trust them anymore, and they are easier beats in the end than Morgan and Jordan. In confessional, Liesl says she's practically on the verge of tears right now because she can't decide what she will do tonight. Will she go with her girls or will she go with the Hidden Daggers alliance? Both options keep tipping the imaginary scale and it won't stop changing. It's giving her a headache because she doesn't want to make the wrong move. As time goes by in the day, everyone is essentially split into two groups for the evening, with nobody talking to Morgan, Jordan, and Wesley. In confessional, Chloe says that tonight will hopefully go according to plan and Morgan will go home. Nobody from the majority has spoken with the people in the minority, so that's pretty reassuring that Morgan will go tonight. In another confessional, Morgan says she's pretty confident the plan will work for the Hidden Daggers alliance. Zaylin and Liesl have been distant, but that's because they don't want to spark paranoia in Sabrina since they really believe she has an idol. If she's wrong and they vote her, Jordan, or Wesley tonight, she will look like a complete idiot for her cockiness. It's night 25, and Koh-Lanta arrives to tribal council. Justin welcomes them back and introduces the latest jury member, Trance. With that, Justin starts off by asking Zaylin how she feels after getting in touch with a loved one at yesterday's auction, and Zaylin says it really filled her with so much motivation to get to the final two and hopefully win. The last week has been pretty dreadful for her and she started losing hope, but that reassurance from Rihanna really helped her. Kaylee then says she's really glad Zaylin got that phone call. It did not go to waste. Zaylin then adds that she wishes everyone could get a phone call from home because everyone deserves to know what's going on at home. Kaylee nods and says that being a mom at such a young age has been tough, but she has grown so much these last few years. She's blessed there's a support system for her and her daughter, Miley. She knows Miley is in good hands while mommy is out here surviving. Justin smiles and asks Sabrina how tough this game has gotten for her, especially since they are 25 days in and only have a week left to go. Sabrina sighs and says it's exhausting but surreal at the same time. She never thought she would make it this far. Sometimes, the underdogs do win. Morgan squints and asks Sabrina what she means by underdog. She hopes she's not calling herself one. Sabrina says okay and adds she won't engage with that weird comment. Morgan then says she's just sick of being on the outs, so hearing someone from the majority make themselves into a victim is really annoying. Chloe then speaks up and tells Morgan nobody is making themselves into a victim. In fact, bringing that up just shows that she's actually trying to make herself a victim by blaming someone else for acting like one. Morgan shrugs and says she knows she's probably going home at this rate. It sucks because she doesn't feel like some people deserve to be top 8. Sabrina then turns to Morgan and says she's not going to sit here and say all this bullshit to them. Morgan apologizes for telling the truth, and Sabrina asks what truth. Chloe adds that Morgan loves to babble, and she has been since day one. Is that something she wants to hear? Morgan then says she can lay everything out there for the people sitting here who aren't exactly sure where they want to vote. Sabrina, Kaylee, and Chloe are a trio who will run the rest of this game if they make it to top 8. If a shot isn't made now, there never will be one. Kaylee smirks and says they can say the exact same thing about her, Wesley, and Jordan. Jordan then says there's a difference. He's not in a position of power, unlike the three of them who have been in a majority with Luciano, Liesl, and Zaylin. Chloe then asks Jordan if he really thinks Survivor is a two-dimensional game. She's confused by his simple thinking of how people play this game. A trio doesn't last forever. This isn't a final 3 finale. Morgan then says that people around their trio can't even call the shots as long as they are in the game. If any of those people do something the trio doesn't like, the trio can just take them out. They did it with Trance. Sabrina says it's not true. Trance was a complete different story that they don't need to get into right now. Justin then cuts in to ask Liesl what all of this means for her position on the tribe, and Liesl says it's quite fucked because there are two trios who are essentially trying to drag each other in the mud for things that they themselves are guilty of as well. Kaylee squints in reaction and asks Liesl if she really thinks both trios are untrustworthy, but Liesl says she did not say that. She's saying that they are both trying to criticize each other's trios, despite the fact that the whole point of this game is to win as an individual. Nobody wants to insert themselves into a trio, and she never saw the three of them girls as a solid trio. Morgan tells Liesl not to fall for that. It's very evident those three are a pack. They will never split from each other. Chloe thanks Morgan for proving that she's also a two-dimensional thinker, just like her boyfriend sitting behind her. Jordan and Morgan immediately make a disgusted face after Chloe's comment, and Jordan tells her to shut up at this point. Luciano then shouts out loud that everyone needs to shut up. This tribal council shouldn't be a place for attacks. People know there's a plan in place, so they should just stay quiet now and execute the plan. Justin asks Luciano what he means by that, and Luciano says that it's either Morgan, Jordan, or Wesley tonight. They know it already. Jordan nods and says nobody approached the three of them today, so they know it's over for one of them. They should just hope there's not an idol in their possession. Justin then asks if they are ready for the vote, and everyone remains quiet. He then says it's time to vote, so Liesl and Zaylin look at each other and then look ahead.
I'll tally the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and they want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, I'll read the votes. First vote. Morgan. Morgan. That's 2 votes Morgan. 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 4 votes Morgan. Sabrina. 4 votes Morgan, 1 vote Sabrina. Sabrina. 4 votes Morgan, 2 votes Sabrina. Sabrina. That's 3 votes Sabrina, 4 votes Morgan. Sabrina. We're tied. 4 votes Morgan, 4 votes Sabrina, 1 vote left. The 12th person voted out of Survivor Thailand and the 3rd member of the jury. Sabrina.
Sabrina immediately looks around in confusion and Chloe and Kaylee drop their jaws. Morgan smiles to herself while Liesl and Zaylin look down at the ground. Sabrina gets up and asks who flipped, and Luciano and Chloe immediately say it wasn't them. Kaylee then looks at Liesl and asks if she did it, and Liesl nods. Kaylee says wow out loud, and Trance and Corey meanwhile freak out on the jury bench by the blind side. Sabrina then places her torch down next to Justin and shakes her head continuously. Justin snuffs her torch, so she starts making her way out without looking back. Jordan covers his face, relieved Sabrina is gone, and Zaylin whispers to Jordan they are back in business now. Chloe then says she feels sick, and Kaylee tells her they've been played. Justin then sends the tribe back to camp, so they all make their way back. Next time on Survivor Thailand. Now that the Hidden Daggers alliance is official, the rest of camp is unhappy, to the point where camp objects start getting griefed. Will Liesl and Zaylin stay loyal to the Hidden Daggers, or will they flip again? This game is only getting more nasty, so make sure you stay tuned for the next episode as 2 rounds get showcased instead of 1. It's double the fun. Sabrina's final thoughts. Sabrina admittedly did not see her blind side coming. She thought her and Liesl were cool, but it turns out Liesl was a snake this whole time. It sucks because this whole time, she thought Morgan was the loud fool at Tribal, but now she's sitting pretty in the game and it's frustrating. She will not be voting Morgan, Jordan, Wesley, Liesl, or Zaylin to win. That's a fact.